Hi there, I'm Dr. Crable. I'm the pre-nursing advisor here at NNU, Northwest Nazarene University. The purpose of this video is specifically focused at transfer students. I'm going to share with you about our program, and then I'm going to talk about our admission process and hopefully finish up with some resources for you. Our program is called a pre-licensure baccalaureate traditional nursing program. That means that you don't have to be a CNA, you don't have to be an LPN or have an associate's degree. You just come right into us. We're going to give you everything that you need to have, and at the end of the 4 years, you graduate with a BSN in nursing, a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. You go to school for the degree. The degree then lets you sit for the national exam, the NCLEX RN. Passing that exam is how you get the registered nurse license. So how is our program set up? We are a 4-year program. We do not do evening classes, although we do some evening and possibly some Saturday clinicals. Most of our classes are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.-ish, maybe 5 sometimes. And it lasts 6 semesters. So you do 1 year prerequisites, and then you do 3 full years of nursing courses. We admit twice a year, once in September and once in January. Our cohorts are 36 seats in each, and the admission dates, we let you know all the processes the semester before, and then we let you know in early June and early November if you've been accepted for one of the spots in the following cohort. We're really excited about 2 admission cohorts. Once you have completed your application, let me go back and say that first of all, you should apply to the university. Remember, you've watched the video by Rich Vasquez, and Rich shared with you how to apply to the university. You must be admitted to the university before the nursing department will even look at your application to the nursing major. Your application is due February 15th for the fall cohort, September 16th for the spring cohort. That application is an online application. You can go to our website. It's nursing.nnu.edu. In fact, most of what I'm going to say today is found on that website, so you might want to be looking at that while I'm narrating. The deadlines for everything, all the other components of admission are also on that website. So you would go to the website, make sure that you select the pre-licensure BSN program. We have several other nursing programs on that website. You don't want them. You want the pre-licensure BSN traditional program. You would select it, you would go in. We have an admission packet that describes the process of how you apply and somewhat about our prerequisites and those kind of things. And then there's the application form, and you just go right on. There's no charge to it. You just go right on in, fill it out, and it's received by our program coordinator, Lisa Wilkes. And her phone number you can see is here on the screen. Lisa is our program coordinator. She needs to be your new best friend. Anytime that you get an email from her, it's really, really important. You need to make sure you open it up and read it through. Once you apply, Lisa then sends you an email that says, "Hi there." Well, she says something like that. "Hi there, this is what you need to do. I've received your application. Now you need to apply for an interview spot. You need to take the HESI entrance examination." And then later on, more emails would come, and she would be able to tell you other things. She won't bug you, but she will let you know what the process is as you're going through it. So let me tell you about our program before we go more detail about admission. Like I mentioned before, we have 6 full semesters of nursing classes. Our classes, differently from many in the state, our classes have a theoretical component as well as a clinical component. They're not separate courses. They're integrated into one course. You have to pass clinical in order to pass the course. You have to pass the course in order to go on and progress into the next course. Our schedule is very regimented. You have to take all the sophomore 1 classes before you take the second semester courses. Then you have to finish all of those before you go on to the second level, the junior level, and take them in progression. If you have to step out for a reason, maybe you're sick, some family responsibility has come up that you have to step out, you would be able to enter back into the program the next semester, because we'll be offering every course every semester, and that is at least if there is space available. Our program then ends after those 6 semesters of nursing, and you graduate, and then you take the NCLEX exam. Okay. We use a variety of clinical partners here in the Treasure Valley. So we use St. Luke's, Boise, Meridian, and Nampa. We use St. Al's, Boise, and Nampa. We use Caldwell West Valley. We use the Boise VA, Intermountain Psych Facility. We use Karcher Estates Assisted Living and their skilled nursing facility. We use the Nampa School District. We use Southwest District Public Health. Just a variety of different clinical opportunities are available. We're one of the few or only schools in the state that's allowed to take students into MISTI, the Mountain States Tumor Institute. And then we also use just a variety, a whole slew of home health agencies and hospice agencies. When you go to those clinicals, almost all of the time you will have a faculty member with you. And so, for example, in the spring, I take students, sophomore students, to St. Al's Nampa. And I have 6 students up on the med-surg floor and 1 down in the ER. And I rotate so that every hour, every student sees me at least once in that hour. Sometimes for 15 minutes, sometimes it's just a real quick, hi, how you doing? Do you have any questions for me? But we are on site. There are a couple of our clinicals that are considered observational, where you will go, although you won't have a faculty member with you, you would be assigned to a healthcare provider, a nurse, a respiratory therapist, or some other healthcare provider who would be your guide and your preceptor for that particular experience. Okay. So those are our clinical partners. Over the last several years, we have had a 99.2% of the people who are eligible who are actually make it into the program. So that doesn't mean all the students who apply, but 99.2% of those that are eligible. Okay? And we'll talk about eligibility in a little bit. Once you get into the program, since 2010, we have had more than 90% of our students are retained within the nursing major and get ready for graduation. And then, since 2002, which was our first graduating class in the modern era, since 2002, our NCLEX pass rate on the first attempt has been more than 84%. So of all of the students that we've graduated, we have an 84% or higher NCLEX result, which is really very good. Better than the national average, better than many in the state system as well. Let's go on now and talk about our admission process. So we've talked about the process, the February 15th, the September 16th deadlines to apply. Then you're going to go through, you're going to get an application to take the standardized assessment exam. This is a standardized exam that is nationally normed. Many schools across the country use it. And for our school here at NNU, you must receive at least a 75% on that test. There are 8 sections that you get tested on. So that includes general science, chemistry, A&P, anatomy, physiology, and biology. There's reading comprehension. There's English language usage, grammar and colons and commas and that kind of thing. There's a vocabulary section, basic math. When you go on and look for it on our website, you'll notice it has a physics component. Our students do not take the physics component. Yay, yay. But we decided that that was not appropriate for our particular major here at NNU. Then you will also be signed up for an interview process. And so the interview is a pass-fail. It's a behavioral interview. You need to go look that up online. I can't give you anything more about that, but it is a pass-fail. The interview, you can earn 15 points. Okay? The standardized exam is worth 40 points. Again, remember, you have to have at least a 75, but every 5 increments of the raw score, 5 points higher, you get more points towards admission. The third way to get points towards admission is with your GPA. This is not your overall cumulative GPA of all the college courses you've ever taken. This is just on our 8 prerequisite courses. These courses, again, are listed at that website, nursing.nnu.edu. So we require, these are our prerequisites, A&P 1 and A&P 2. Starting in the fall of 2020, we are going to be requiring organic and biochemistry. In the state system, that is Chem 102. We require a general psych course, or it could be an introduction. Remember, not psychology of men and women, okay, but a general psych course or an introduction to psych course. Same thing for cultural anthropology or sociology. We will accept either one of those. Not sociology of the Incas, but it has to be an intro to Soc or a general Soc class. Intro to cultural anthropology or general cultural anthropology. We also require medical terminology. Please note, we're the only school in the state that requires medical terminology before you get into the program. Okay? Unlike the other schools here in Idaho, we don't require micro and stats and patho and nutrition and lifespan before you get in. Those are not our prerequisites. We take those later on once you're in the program. We also require a writing class, a writing and research class. In the state system, this is English 102, not English 101. It must be English 102. And then the 8th prerequisite is an introduction to nursing course. In the fall, we offer that as a face-to-face course, and in the spring, we offer it specifically for transfer students in the spring in an online version. The only 2 courses that we have currently that are online methodology is medical terminology and that spring option for introduction to nursing. In each one of those 8 classes, you must have a C. Now, NNU is a plus and minus school, so a C minus won't cut it. It actually must be a C. Remember, for every C that you have to have an A to counterbalance that. Overall, in those 8 classes, you must have a GPA of 3.0. Okay? Now again, not cumulative of all the classes you've ever taken, but a 3.0 cumulative in those 8 classes. Again, the higher your GPA, the more points you get towards application. There is 90 points available for everybody towards admission. You must meet a certain number that is required. Right now, it is 45 points. Everybody who meets those, that requirement of points, eligibility points, goes into the eligibility pool. And then after we get the HESI exams, the standardized exams, after we get the interview results, after we get your GPA, we add all those points together, and then we rank you 1 to a gazillion. And we invite the top 36 people for each admission cohort. There is a way to earn extra points. We do give a preference to NNU students. If you take the Intro to Nursing class, you get 2 more points. If you take your other prerequisites here at NNU, you also will earn up to 10 points extra that get added into your eligibility criteria. We send out the provisional acceptance letters in early June for the fall and early November for the spring cohorts. Those provisional letters are provisional. You must pass a health physical exam. You must pass a background check. Now, it can't be a background check that you've completed for the church nursery or something like that, but it is through a specific company. And again, you would get that information from Lisa Wilkes after you fill out your application. Then, once the provisional, you've met the provisional requirements, a final letter of full acceptance gets sent out later in the summer or later in the fall for that spring cohort. Now, if you have any questions about this video, about the content, after you read the website, remember, nursing.nnu.edu, you need to call Lisa Wilkes. Lisa's phone number, hopefully here on the screen, is 208-467-8650. And then Lisa would be able to guide you to help you find the information that you need. That's all that I have for you today. Hopefully, I'll see you in a couple months, and we'll be starting this journey to meet your dream of being a nurse. Bye-bye.